would you stay till the morning light? Or would you follow me? Or would you let it be? If I leave tonight, we could do this right. We'll find the remedy. Or would you stay with me now till the morning light? For you turn.
I am going to be working on cleaning the brick of our house today. And we've tried power washing, we've tried a couple things. So I realize this is like a last resort cleaning situation. But today we are going to use muric acid on the house. And from all the videos I've seen, this stuff is supposed to work really well. It's what the professionals use to clean brick and everything. The only issue is I don't own closed-toed shoes unless they're my heels. So, look a little crazy, but I'm stealing Bobby's boots because I want to make sure that I am well protected. So, long pants, sleeve shirt. I'll also have gloves on. Make sure to wear glasses, all the things. So, we are going to be taking precaution and stay safe doing this project. All right, so we're outside. I've got the muric acid. This is actually what we use in our pool, so we already had it on hand. A pump sprayer, a brush, and water. I have gone to YouTube University and watched hundreds of these videos to figure out how to do it. This will save you a lot of money if you do it yourself, because what I've seen, people charge a lot to do this professionally. As you see, I got gloves, I got my glasses on, long sleeves, boots, everything. I'm gonna do a test spot though, because if this doesn't get the results that I want, I'm not going to waste my time with the entire house, because this is a strong, potentially dangerous chemical to use. This is what we're trying to get rid of. If you can see, it's just like kind of hazy on the bottom. Mainly on the bottom, it's not as bad up top. But from everything I've heard, this is just settlement when the bricks get wet and slowly comes out of the brick. So I just want to make this brick look new again and everything, because this I don't love, but I also don't want to repaint our brick. I want our brick to be natural. So let's just make it natural but new.
Just wanted you to know that I didn't throw your stuff away. Before you make up your mind that I'm nowhere to find, I'm standing right here. I know that I told you we're over. I swear that I'm sober. Just listen, I miss you. And I know that I said all these things, but now when you're with her, I can see that.
So when I first mixed this, I just did a couple ounces to the water in here. I had looked up a couple different things telling me how to do it. And after first go around, I didn't notice any difference. So I mixed it a little bit stronger. I did make sure though that I got the brick wet as well as everything around it. That's something they really recommended, was not just wetting the brick, but also wetting any of the grass or anything like that. That way you don't end up burning out your grass or anything. And then putting the second coat on again a little bit stronger. And I didn't notice any difference. It was driving me absolutely crazy. So the second way I saw people doing it was actually using chlorine to get rid of that calcium buildup. So I tried that next. Nice thing about that is I felt comfortable enough just putting that into my power washer. So once again, wetting the brick and then spraying on the chemical, letting it sit for like 5 minutes. People had different ideas, and then power washing it off. But once again, when the brick dried, it all came back. And I feel like it doesn't quite show how bad it is on the bottom half of this brick with that calcium. But I will say it was driving me absolutely crazy, because I was like, what am I doing wrong? Why will this not like come off? Everything I saw, it looked so good. And honestly, the only other thing that I saw people doing was using like a sand blaster, and that's definitely something I am not comfortable with.
Or would would you stay with me now till the morning?
Two different treatments that I've seen people do, and I don't think either of them is getting rid of the white film, and it's bugging me because I want to restore this brick so bad. I'm starting to wonder if I'm just gonna have to restain it to get it to look nice, because it's just getting that white film as it dries again and not having it go away. So I'm gonna rinse off this other half because I have to rinse it off anyway, but I might have to go back to the drawing board.
I know that I told you we're over. I swear that I'm sober. Just listen, I
Back
miss
inside.
you.
And this is not going as planned. I was really hoping that I'd be able to just clean the brick, it'd look like brand new, and I'd be happy with the way it's turning out. Bobby and I both are not. It still just looks bad. So now I have been looking up lime washing the brick. And that might be the best option to get it to look good. I know it's taking away the traditional red brick, but I don't like the way the brick looks right now. So it might be our only option. Lime wash is a painting technique that allows your brick to breathe. So that's why I'm considering the lime wash. It's a lot better than just painting the brick. If you just paint it, you seal it and can ruin your brick over time. So that might be my next step. But I have to say, I'm a little bummed out because I was really hoping this process would just be me cleaning it and it looking brand new and me being happy with it. And at this point, I'm not.
You're playing your cards with your queen of hearts. When everyone folds, your fork still holds. You're placing your bet, showing no regret.
Well, you guys know me, I wasn't going to let this day go to waste. So since the exterior of the brick was not working as planned, I moved on to the dining room. If you saw last week's videos, you would have seen that we re-stained the fireplace wood and everything, and it looks so much better. And we still wanted to do that in our dining room, but not just restain it. So these shelves, we got thinner wood for them in this room, and we also wanted to match that to the fireplace and everything like that. So the nice thing is I didn't have to sand all of these shelves. We actually just bought new wood, did a light sand on that, and restained it. However, this entire countertop I needed to sand, and that was a project. Especially, you can actually see it right now. This is actually 2 pieces of butcher block, and the seam when I had first did it did not blend out well at all. So I knew this time around with restaining it and sanding it and everything, I really, really wanted to focus on that seam. That way it blended more evenly and it wouldn't pop out. But I did want to make sure and tape off all this cabinetry and everything. I will say though, I did find that even if you did get a little bit of stain on it, as long as you wiped it off right away, it came off pretty easy. These are actually IKEA cabinets, so they've got that really like slick texture to them. So I was happy about that because there were some areas that it was unavoidable. But this is one of those projects that just takes a lot of patience. I used my mouse sander as well as our orbital sander to get into all the different crevices and everything, and just took my time. I did sections and then would sit down and relax for a little while. But yes, you just need to be very, very patient with this one. But the new stain just makes all the character of this wood pop out so much more. And that is one of the reasons that I am really loving it. I liked this stain that we originally did for a little while. But as we've been just trying to add more warmth and everything to the house, you guys know me, I love neutrals. Like, to me, neutrals are the best because I get bored easy. I like to change things up. And when you have neutrals, you can change things around in your house so much easier. But this color just wasn't warm enough for the space. And once Bobby had built the dining room table and the coffee table and all those different furniture pieces in the house, I just thought it'd be really nice to match it all together. Also, I know I asked you guys in the last video what project you thought I'd be working on next in the house, and you guys had a bunch of really, really good guesses. You guys definitely listen when I talk about things, because I had a bunch of people talking about the floors in our bedroom, and yes, that is one of the things on our list that I want to tackle. You guys also talked about the kitchen island, which is also another thing on my to-do list, is I want to update that kitchen island. But the big one was the exterior brick on the house. And if you didn't guess by the beginning of today's video when I tried cleaning it, that is on the to-do list. I am going to lime wash the exterior brick of our house. It's going to be a huge project, but I'm really excited to do it. That is originally what I wanted to do. I either wanted to do some sort of like German schmear or lime wash, whitewash. I decided on lime wash because brick is one of those things that you don't want to seal the brick. So a lot of people will paint brick, but it can be a lot more upkeep in the long run because brick needs to be able to breathe. It's a natural stone. You don't want to seal it or anything like that. Well, the great thing about lime wash is it's actually a breathable material. So I'm going to get that look of a white brick without the hassle of actually painting it and having the upkeep of it over time. And it's a much healthier way to take care of your brick. Done. You want to play with Mama? Oh. It's okay. It's okay. You're getting tired. Yeah, you are. It's okay. Who is that? Oh. Good job. You'll be crawling in no time. Yeah. Hi. Oh, Billy. What else? Oh, is that your tongue? Can go. It's so silly. Oh, you got, don't eat it. Don't eat it. Ah! Whoa. Oh my. You can't eat the phone. You can't. No. Of course, had to take a baby break. Baby controls the speed of any project in this house, and she was definitely over playing on the floor, so took a good little break, fed her, ended up putting her to bed. So here's a question. So I have never been the type where when the kids sleep that we're like a quiet house. Baby's asleep. Everyone has to be quiet. And I'm wondering if your kids are the same, where they will sleep through absolutely anything. All my kids have always been like that. And I think it's because we didn't like do the shh, baby's asleep, everyone's got to be quiet situation. So even after she had gone down to bed, yes, I was able to pick up sanding and finish what I was doing. But like I said, I kept with housework. My biggest fear when having kids was all those different like videos you see of stuff of people like terrified of people ringing the doorbell or the dog barking or anything like that. So I've always just gotten on with my day pretty normal with the kids. And the great thing is it now makes it that I don't need to ever worry about like being quiet in the house if they're taking a nap. This doesn't disturb her nap at all, which was really, really nice because realistically, most of the time, that's when I have time to get stuff done is when she is sleeping. Now, I did cut out some of the sanding. I still had a ton of sanding to do, but you'll see right here on this line, big problem was when we first put it in, and something to keep in mind is we wood filled this seam together, which is fine, but I should have spent a lot more time sanding down this seam when we first put that wood filler in to really, really blend it out. That was the biggest issue, as you were seeing the connection of that wood filler. So this time around, me taking my time, really blending it out and everything, it came out looking so much better. It's funny because I used to be the type where I felt like if I did a project and didn't love it, that I just had to live with it because I spent all that time. So you can't change it. You spent so much time. And I have just learned that I'm going to do to my house what makes me happy. Like if I do something and 6 months from now I don't love it, I'm going to change it. In our previous houses, like our first house, well, big thing with our first house is I definitely was a lot younger, as well as did not have nearly as much experience with doing stuff as we do now. And then our second house was, as you guys know, a brand new house. We didn't build it, but we bought it brand new construction. We were the first owners of that house. And I kind of felt like I couldn't do a bunch of projects in there because why would you redo a house that's brand new? And this is definitely, I've hit that phase where it's like, no, like if I want to do something, I'm going to do it. I don't want to have to listen to people around me telling me what I should or shouldn't do, because I know that's something I'm going to hear about lime washing the exterior of my brick. And years ago, those type of things, like I took into consideration because I felt like other people might know better than me, or I didn't want to upset people. That's probably more of it, is even though it really doesn't matter, I didn't want to upset people. And I've definitely gotten to a phase where if I want to do it, I'm going to do it. Now, you guys on the last video sent me a lot of comments about tarping, and I had already started this project when you guys had sent me those comments. I wish I would have seen those comments before starting this project because, as you can see, the sawdust from sanding goes everywhere. So I wanted to go around, clean everything up, wipe everything down all over again. But I'm going to remember in the future, if I have a big sanding project, that yes, I should have like tarped the location so it didn't migrate throughout the entire house.
I don't know if I know what you want. Should I go, or should I leave this on? Because lately I've been getting this feeling that you might like me too. And just maybe I could take a little risk for you.
Plus, it's just also nice to give the house a good reset when working on any projects. The house definitely gets neglected on days that there's a lot going on. And that is one of the reasons I can relate so much to people that their houses get out of control, because on days that I'm doing a lot of projects, I don't focus on my house at all. And when you've got a bunch of kids and pets and everything, it does not take long at all for the house to get overwhelming. And I think for the most part, I have a pretty good family. Like the kids help out a ton. Bobby is really good at taking care of things when I'm doing other stuff, but there's just a difference in when I do it compared to everyone else doing it. And I can't imagine not having any help. And I know there's a lot of women, especially out there, some men too. I know it's not specifically to women, but I know it's more common that women don't get the help. Like the husbands and everything don't do as much around the house. The kids don't do as much around the house. So I understand if you are a working mom that works outside of the house and your house is just getting out of control, I definitely get it, because I definitely feel like, one, if I didn't have the help I had, and two, if I still worked outside of the house, and I used to work 50, 60 hours a week outside of the house, that the house would get out of control so much faster. And I get very overwhelmed by mess. And I'm definitely that type where in my house, once it's gone crazy, it's really hard to get it back by myself, because it can just feel very overwhelming to take that on. So if you are feeling that way, just know you're not alone. You're not unusual for letting your house get crazy. It's totally normal. But hopefully this will motivate you to just start in one small area. That's always my advice. If you are feeling overwhelmed and chaotic by the state of your house, do one small project today, or focus on those areas that are high impact areas. I always ask people when I am helping them clean their houses, what's the one room in your house that if it was cleaned today would take a huge burden off you and would make the biggest difference in the world? And that is always the room I start in first. For me, my house is always going to be the kitchen. The kitchen makes the biggest difference. If the kitchen feels clean, my anxiety level just drops like 50%. The family room can be a mess, the dining room can be a mess, but the kitchen being clean makes all the difference in the world.
Let me know, do you feel me too?
However, I will say all this sanding did give me a really good excuse to wash all the fabric pieces in the house. So the pillows, the blankets, everything like that. I just took everything apart. That way I could wash all of those, because they were covered in sawdust too. And to vacuum them all off, I could have done, but that would have taken so much longer. And honestly, in the long run, throwing them in the washing machine was probably well overdue and is going to do a much better job than me grabbing out the vacuum and lint roller to try and get everything off. You can see Minnie was all confused because all the bins and stuff were taking out from under this coffee table. But I knew I wanted to get under here as well and dust it off, because it was everywhere. It was even under this table. I love this table. I love that all these bins fit. You guys know me. Bins are my best friend. And if you deal with clutter and chaos, I highly recommend getting bins. I have a bin under there that holds all the baby stuff, like diapers and wipes, spit up rags, anything like that. I then also have one that holds her toys. That way when she's out and playing, they're easy to get at, but when she's not, easily put away, out of sight, out of mind type of situation. And then I also have one with all the dog toys. Minnie loves her dog toys, so we have a ton of them. And it's funny because dogs are kind of like kids. Know how kids play better when you have like a toy rotation, and every couple of weeks you take some toys away and give them something new? Dogs are the exact same way. So I have that bin. The dogs can't get into it, but every couple of weeks I like to take all their toys, clean the ones that they've been playing with, and give them new ones, and they play with them so much better. So I honestly want to know what they make Swiffer dusters out of that to make them work so well. I have bought the reusable dusters, the like dupes for the Swiffer dusters that are reusable before, and I feel like they just don't pick up as well. And I love my Swiffer duster because when you're dealing with a lot of animal hair, and in this situation, sawdust, doing that dry dust before wet dusting is very important. It makes a really big difference of how clean stuff actually gets when you do that dry dust first. And yeah, like I said, I've tried the reusable ones and I feel like they just don't cling as well. The other thing I did want to get done is obviously all these seat cushions, but I was then going to run the robot vacuum. I wanted to sit down and relax for a little while, so that's why I was picking up everything off of the floor. That way I could run that robot vacuum, take a break before moving on to staining this countertop. I said this in the last video, but I'll say this again. So unfortunately, this is not a stain I can list or anything. Bobby and I had tried so many different stains, and I was just not finding one I liked. They were either way too dark or they were way too light and yellowish. So we ended up mixing our own stain, and I love this one. Luckily, I've been able to stain all of the furnishings and stuff inside of the house with this stain because I don't know if I could recreate it. I could probably get close, but I wanted to make sure that the dining room, the family room, the furniture all had the exact same stain, and we had just enough to get all of this done. And I'm very happy because like I said, I love this color. It was a mix of, what was it? Natural oak and espresso, I want to say. I can't remember exactly. Like I said, we had a couple stains that we had tried for different areas. So I just started mixing and playing, and this is what we came up with. And I really, really did enjoy it. After I did let this dry for a while, I did end up putting a clear coat, but I couldn't do anything else with this bar area till the next day once it had time to dry and cure. It obviously did not go as originally planned. We were planning on just cleaning the whole exterior of the house, but after doing those small sections, it quickly became apparent that it would have been a waste of time to do the entire house. But it's okay because we were able to get other projects on our to-do list done. But today I'm going to put it all back together. I did put the clear coat on the counters last night. So today I should be able to at least put it all back together. But I do now have a plan for the exterior of the house. And it's actually, if you've been here since we moved in, it was my original plan. So I have an idea. I have a vision in my head. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the supplies to do it in stock. So I had to order it all. So that'll probably happen next week because now that it's like in my head, I just want to do it. But yeah, just kind of going with the flow. Can't always control the actual way things go. So either way, we're getting stuff done that I've been meaning to get done for some time. Just maybe not in the order that I was expecting us to get it done, but that's all good. So I'm just gonna get ready for the day and then we can go start working more and then really just cleaning up the house. We did a good dust and everything yesterday, but based off of what happened when we did the fireplace, it's gonna settle and need to be cleaned again today. And I also, now that we're done with these sanding projects in the house, I need to switch the air filter in the house because that's probably nasty and needs to be done.
I don't wanna stay here, no. Ain't gonna keep it low now. If you wanna go, let's go. Let's wrap it up and hit the road. I just got an awesome vibe. Striking the
as you can see by the side-by-side comparison, it definitely needed to be done. But I was holding off till I had this project done because I knew that these get really dirty really quickly. So I waited before doing that. But after I was done with that, I moved into the bedroom. I wanted to just tidy up the bedroom, get everything a really good fresh start. Like I said, house kind of gets out of control when you're handling other big projects. So giving the house a good reset always feels really, really good. It never takes me too long to do this. Like I probably spend 5, maybe 10 minutes in the bedroom, and then same with the rest of the house. If I do just a quick tidy up, it's not a huge project. It's the days that I'm doing like a more thorough deep cleaning. Oh, you can see Minnie tunneling her way. She loves that blanket. Like she gets so mad on bed washing days if that blanket is not clean by the time she's ready for bed, because that is exactly how she sleeps. She crawls underneath that blanket, tunnels in, and sleeps under it all night long. It's her favorite spot in the world. And then just bathroom was a quick tidy up, picked up the rug, and then sent the robot vacuum into that room. You guys know me. I take advantage of technology, and robot vacuums are like a must in our house. With dogs and everything, I'm still shedding a ton with being postpartum. So my hair I'm constantly having to clean out the robot vacuum, because hair, you want to clean out that like main roller whenever hair gets in there, just so one, it works better, but also that those rollers get really, really warm. So if you have too much buildup of the hair, that's not a good thing either. And I'm having to do that like weekly, where normally I can do that every couple of months. But my hair is so long and stringy that it gets caught up in there so much easier. So if you watch Sunday's video, that was my first helping hand series that I've done in a good bit, well over a year. It's probably been about a year and a half since I did my last helping hand videos. And this Sunday, we are going to have our second one. So if you have not watched that video, I highly recommend watching that one. We did her family room and like little toy area that's in the family room. And this past week we went and did her kitchen, and once again she did a phenomenal job of just letting go. She's definitely hit that point where she's like, I'm just so done and ready to get stuff out of her house. Her kitchen looks so much better. Now, I can't guarantee that I will have a helping hand video every single Sunday. It really just depends on people's schedules and what time I can have stuff to get done. But there will be a new one this Sunday, and hopefully we can get our schedules to work out in the next couple days that we can have another one for next Sunday as well. I think the next spot she wants to tackle is her bedroom. When I talked to her about what rooms would make the biggest impact, her main living area was the first area. So those were the areas that we really focused on. But now she is saying how she really wants to focus on her bedroom and everything like that. But as you can see, just putting the dining room, lost train of thought there, dining room back together. I love that we went with the thicker shelves like in the family room. I feel like they just have more presence to this space and look so much better. However, I will recommend to wet wash your walls after doing any big sanding projects, especially if you have very textured walls like I do. Textured walls cling to dust so much, and I feel like often we don't even think about it because it happens slowly over time, so you may not even notice.
But this is definitely something that makes a huge difference, not only just in the look of the house, but also the smell of the house. Giving the walls a good washing, even if you haven't done a project like this, you just haven't washed your walls in a while, is huge. Massive difference. But I love styling my shelves with a mix of things that are just stylish and pretty, but then also things that have meaning to them, and just even if it's not huge meaning, but just like history. So the bottles on the very top shelf, those are all things Bobby has gotten from his grandparents, his grandfather, his grandmother, things like that. So that's why we use all of those up there. I think it is totally possible to decorate with design using pretty things, but also decorating things that are meaningful. And I also feel like that makes a big difference. We all have those things that you see at Hobby Lobby and Home Goods and Amazon and Walmart and Target. But to add in things that actually have personal meaning to you, I feel like those are the things that turn a house into a home. So I know in the family room, I have a lot of military memorabilia in the family room. If it's stuff my dad got when he was overseas or Bobby got when he was overseas. We have some of Bobby's grandfather's old military uniforms and stuff like that. Those are all things that have a lot of meaning to us. They may not have any meaning to anyone else, but mixing in greenery and different pieces with pieces that have a lot more meaning to them. Like I said, I feel like those are the things that mean the most to us, and in the long run makes me really love a space. It's also why in the front entry, I love having those family photos in the front entry. I don't have a ton of stuff on our walls. I don't like things to look cluttered. I like them to look very intentional, but I do love being able to have out family photos and, like I said, knickknacks and stuff that have stories and meaning behind them, and then just mix in the pretty to go along with it.
Out of my mind, how could I be so blind? How could I not see? Awake on the floor, looking up, wanting more. This is so unreal. I must have been wrong.
Now to finally wash off the dining room table. I had not done this the day before because there was just still so much stuff on this dining room table. I'm like, I'm not going to move it all to wipe it off and then put it all back on. I knew I could just get it all done today once I had more time. So now is the time. I wanted to take everything off. I did also end up throwing this runner into the washing machine as well, because it just, once again, that's the easiest way to clean it and get all of the dust off of it, was to just throw it into the washing machine. And I'm just using my multi-purpose cleaner. I know a lot of times people ask what my multi-purpose cleaner is, and 9 times out of 10, it's going to be Pine Sol. And I love using this. I think it cleans really well. I think it smells really good. And I always love the added benefit that the scent of pine deters bugs. So living in a southern climate, I feel like anything that deters bugs is huge. Now, I know today's video definitely did not go as planned. This was not what I was thinking this video was going to be, but I will say I'm really glad I got it done. I think it looks so good. If you're new here, though, I would love if you would subscribe and join us, but otherwise, I will see you guys next time.